Hello everybody. Don't know how to start videos still. I know how to write scripts. I don't know how to talk to an audience. I gotta work on that. 1,000 subscribers. Oh my god. Never thought I'd be here. Did I have dreams? Yeah. Did I think it would happen? No. Am I happy it is? Yes. Am I nervous that it is? Yes. I get comments about how I'm gonna be famous one day. I don't want that. I don't think it's gonna happen, not in this niche, but I also don't want that. I want to stay pretty small. The day I hit 100,000 subscribers, if ever happens, that will be crazy. I don't know how I'd feel. But I promised you guys that at 1,000 subscribers I would make a Q&A, and here we are. Now I posted this a few days ago, like 4 days ago. Yeah, only 6 of you did comment, but I think we have enough questions to just go right through. A lot of you did ask multiple. So far we only have 6, but while I'm editing, I'm gonna go back and look, and if I have any additional comments, I'm gonna answer those questions probably as well. The first 4 questions is from Lacey IW8. No, I8W. I'm dyslexic. What made you have an ASMR channel? Listening to ASMR. As embarrassing as it is to say, I listen to these audios, and I always had the skill sets and at some point the interest in making, at the very least, the scripts. I came up with an idea at some point of 2 best friends on a camping trip with 2 other friends who recently started dating, and then they went off and they're complaining, and then I started writing a script about it and did not finish it. But then a year later, I picked it back up, finished it, and decided to make more. The story is not that simple, but long story short, I'm an artist, I'm an audio engineer, sort of. I'm a voice actor, and I'm a writer. So once the interest in making said content came along, everything just kind of fell into place. The second question is, who inspired you to have a channel? Oof. I'm taking these questions as, which creators did I listen to? I would like to answer this question, but number 1, I'm embarrassed about it. Number 2, I don't want you guys to go essentially harassing them about WholesomeMaceVA, because that's embarrassing, but also don't do that. Number 3, sort of the same question. Don't really want to say nothing against the question, just my own personal embarrassment. I don't know. I'm sure the answer is going to come out at some point, but I don't know that I'm too comfortable in this space to do that just yet. And their 4th question is, who is your number 1 favorite superhero from Marvel/DC? I have to answer these questions separately. So from Marvel, it's definitely Spider-Man, without a doubt. So without a doubt, Spider-Man, and I almost written an audio about it. But from DC, I haven't decided between Batman and The Flash. The Flash, I've also almost written an audio about, and I'm still considering doing it. I don't know. It's the really brooding. I love brooding characters. I'm not gonna lie. I fall for the brooding character archetype. I don't know. I think it's dope. But then there's the Flash, and that's just I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Flash. But choosing between the 3, no, I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man. That's it for Lacey I8W's questions. Now, the second commenter is a longtime fan and was here when I hit probably 10 subscribers. I don't know. I'll let them comment. When did you subscribe? What number subscriber are you? But Epic Herms fan or Hermes fan, also comment how to pronounce it, because I've never thought about that until now. How is that pronounced? But they say they have a lot of questions. What made you want to start this channel? Well, sort of the same question as earlier, but I don't mind. Just all the skill sets required, and then some, and then general interest in making this channel is what made me make it. What is your favorite food/color? Blue pizza. Yeah, definitely pizza. The first time I got this question, I hesitated about the food. Then I had the Webberoni yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, it was great. I also love Costco pizza. Man, I love pizza. And the color is attached to my whole brand. It's WholesomeMaceVA. It's the blue. It's the blue cardigan thing. I think that's a cardigan. I think my mom told me recently that's not a cardigan, but I think that's a cardigan. I don't know. This color. What app do you use for your art? I've personally been wondering this one. I use Procreate. I just use my iPad. I've been wanting for a little bit to get a display tablet and start using my computer again, because that's what I use for everything else. I just hated my 8-inch no screen Wacom tablet because it made me feel so uninspired for years. Then I got an iPad, my art got better because I started drawing more. But I've been wanting to get Clip Studio Paint, and I've been wanting to get a display tablet so I can use my computer again, be at my desk and just. I don't know what that sound was, because it wasn't a pencil touching paper, because it's a display tablet. Do you have any other hobbies besides YouTube, art, and music? That's pretty much it. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. That's one. I want to dabble in making music. Eventually, I do plan to make music under the WholesomeMaceVA name, or just Mace. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because I haven't thought about it. But I haven't yet. But I'd like to. Just for reference, I'd like to. M&Ms or Skittles? I know I'm a little bit the odd one out for this one, but I don't really like chocolate. Milk chocolate. I've been really picky. I've been really picky for it in my life. And I do like white chocolate, but that's not really chocolate, right? Is it hazelnut? No, it's something. I don't know. I've heard it's not chocolate. So I'm gonna have to go with Skittles. But here's the thing. If I had the option to choose what type of M&Ms it is, then I'm going for peanut M&Ms. They're really good. Do you think you'll collab with other ASM artists? I'd love to. In the type of scripts that I do, I don't think I would do like an MM4A or an MF4A. I don't really know how that works. I don't know if I'd ever make a script with someone, but maybe we'll have a little cameo in someone else's, or someone can have a little cameo in mine. And I'd love to make more friends in the space. I need voice actor friends. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have a dog, and he's not here right now, but I will throw up a picture. Here he is. How do you record your videos? Parentheses, do you use a soundproof room? I'm sort of in a soundproof room. It's more like my closet with a few acoustic panels. They're not the best, and I still have some flat wall area. So if I scream, it's really echoey. But it's pretty good. I do record all of my scripts in here, but for my 2 thank you videos that I made, I just recorded at my desk in my non-treated room, and that was very echoey. So yes, I don't have a soundproof room, but I have a somewhat sound-treated closet. I recorded my M4M audios in my closet. I record on my computer in FL Studio. I have a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 3rd generation. I think that's what that is. I have a Mono PM500 and a blue XLR cord. Okay, I think that's everything. Congrats again on 1K, Mace. Woohoo. Don't worry about answering all of these. Well, I did. All right. Thank you, Epic Herms fan. Shout out to you. Don't know how to pronounce it, so if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I guess in my head I've been saying Herms this whole time. R.N.314 R.N.314 says, Hi Mace, if you find any of these questions invasive or are not comfortable answering, please feel free to ignore them. What is your main job? How does it help / affect your audios? I'm a dog bather. It's a pretty good job. I spent a long time applying for jobs because the job market really sucks right now, but somehow I landed on a cool one. I wouldn't say that it inspires me at all or does any, I don't know. It doesn't really affect WholesomeMaceVA. It has given me an idea for a future audio, but we'll see. You guys will see when we get there. But I'm not going to spoil anything for now, but it has inspired one audio. That's about it. I always find your audios really endearing. A mix of story-like romance and realistic feelings. Are those stemmed from real-life experiences? I'd say that the scripts themselves are not inspired by anything I've gone through. Maybe background things that I put into my scripts are inspired by something I've gone through. So, for example, in my Finally Kissing Your Childhood Best Friend, Friends to Lovers audio, that quote-unquote game that the listener and Mace played as children, I did play with a person in life. I haven't seen this person in years, so maybe it's weird that I wrote something about that. But I did think about all that past experience and thought it was cute enough to write an audio about. So stuff like that, yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily say personal experiences, at the very least not yet, have inspired an audio. I think there was something recently that I put in an audio that was relatively inspired by something I've gone through. Editing Mace, if you can remember what I'm talking about now, then put it up on screen or something. Is English your mother tongue? If not, how did you practice it? Because your pronunciation is amongst the clearest and most comforting I've ever heard. English is my first language. English is my first and only language. I'm very Mexican, but I'm very no sabo. I don't know why I grew up around my nana and she spoke perfect Spanish, and my mom speaks pretty okay Spanish. Yeah, it's fine. But pretty much all of my generation from my family speaks only English. A lot of my cousins speak only English. But yes, English is my first language, and it's currently my only language because I don't know Spanish very well. But I do speak Spanish at work. Just, I can't hold a conversation. I speak Spanish at work fine, but I cannot speak Spanish. I'm still definitely a no sabo. Dazzle1212 says, do you have a favorite animal? A real animal? I don't think so. Might have to go with just dog. Mythical animal, dragon. What animal do you think people would say you're most like? When I first got this comment, I asked my friends earlier so that I'd have an answer by the time I recorded. They ignored me, so I'm just gonna say dragon. What animal do you feel you're most like? Dragon. Do you have any phobias? Yeah. First and foremost, I have arachnophobia, which is really funny considering how I feel about Spider-Man, but you know what? He doesn't look like a spider in most universes, so I think he's fine. But I have a second phobia, and it's a little bit more severe. I'm not even sure if it has a name or if anybody else feels it. Not that I want to say I'm unique, but I've looked all over the internet for exactly the feeling that this thing gives me. Have not found a description or anyone talking about them feeling the same. I'm really squeamish, specifically with eye stuff. Either real life, a TV show, a movie, anything at all. If I'm looking at something that looks potentially painful or damaging to an eyeball, I immediately feel sick and nauseous and I want to throw up. I was watching a Markiplier stream one day and he showed him getting his eye surgery. For some reason, the doctors let him record, and for some reason, YouTube let him show the recording. I felt immediately nauseous, had to turn it off and watch something else. Was scrolling through Instagram Reels one day, saw a video of a girl popping her blood vessel in her eye. The white of her eye instantly flooded with red. It made me feel sick and nauseous. It was a Dr. React video and the doctor was like, oh yeah, we don't even get treatment. You guys are fine. Meanwhile, I was gagging over the toilet. Then I watched an anime where there was a girl who didn't have an eye. We flashed back to her putting a fork in her eye and I felt immediately nauseous. So I have that phobia. Not necessarily sure if it's a phobia, but I'm gonna call it a phobia. And what I think it stems from is when I was a kid, I shot a BB gun at a balloon and it bounced back and hit myself in the eye. I'm okay now. I just want to say I'm completely okay, and after like a minute I was okay. It just really hurt and really scared me, but thankfully I was a kid, so I was made of rubber. But no doubt that's where that stems from, and I didn't realize that until like 2 years ago. That's what that comes from. What's your favorite hobby? Probably art. I used to mess around with FL Studio a whole lot, and I would make music for some friends who have since stopped needing me. And they make music themselves. They don't need me. But I haven't really touched music really anymore, other than just playing a song that already exists. I do love writing, always writing, but mainly art because I could just think of something and then make it live. Want to make a D&D character? Cool, let's make a series out of them too. Is there a hobby you'd like to get into but haven't gotten around to or don't have the means to get into? Yes, learning the piano. I know how to play guitar, I know how to sing, at least I think I do. And I love just generally melodic and beautiful sounding instruments. Piano is one of them. It's so complicated to learn, and I want to learn how to do it, but I don't. If you could meet any person dead or alive, who would you want to meet? As much as I want to say Stan Lee, it's gonna have to be Neil deGrasse Tyson. I love Neil deGrasse Tyson so much. I'm not an astrophysicist or anywhere nearly smart enough to be one, but I am a nerd. and I do like space. And I also have a bone to pick with him about anything that he's ever said about aliens.
He said that no matter what, aliens will be smarter than us, look down on us, blah, 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 all these things. They're more advanced than us. Here's the thing, if they visit us, yeah, they're more advanced than us because we haven't done that. But saying that no matter what, they're gonna be more civilized than, who's to say that aliens don't have wars? Who's to say that aliens don't have emotions? They're not robots. Aliens have wars, disagreements, fights, aliens kill each other.
I gotta talk to that guy. If you could meet any fictional person from any form of media, who would you want to meet? Oh man, I didn't even see that question at first. Any fictional person. Mecha Man. Mecha Man from Dispatch. Love Dispatch. It's not a wholesome game. It's not a wholesome game, but I love that game so much. What's your favorite part of the YouTube process? Example, script writing, editing, thumbnail making, recording after and seeing the comments. What's my favorite part? Probably watching the video render after I've already edited it. Script writing, that part's a little bit difficult because you're just working from scratch. So that's always gonna be the hardest part. Especially when you have writer's block and you have to come back like a day later because you can't think of anything and you're like, damn it, I came to this Jack in the Box to write a paragraph. The art is probably the easiest part. The only thing I've ever struggled with is finding the right pose. Like if you're thumbnailing, not actually thumbnailing for YouTube, but thumbnailing in the artist way where you're trying to figure out how you want the thing to look. That's really the only part that I've struggled with. The editing is the worst part. Without a doubt, the worst part. So when I'm done editing and I've rendered the edit, then I'm like, oh, thank God. All of the hard parts are done. Last question, how you doing today and generally at the moment? I'm doing great. I just hit 1,000 subscribers. How are you guys feeling? Let me know in the comments. How you guys feel? Tax Max Tursk just asks one question. Favorite song? I gotta look through my liked songs real quick. I can never land on one single favorite song. I'll just tell you guys what I've been listening to recently. Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. When You're Gone by the Cranberries. Radio by Bershey. I love Dispatch. Real Life by the Marias. I've been listening to Katy Perry for the last couple weeks, so the one that got away last Friday night and California Girls. The last commenter for this episode, unless editing me finds more, comes from Simply Sophie or Simply Sophie. They have 3 questions. 1, what are some of your ambitious plans in the future / what are you looking forward to in the growth of your channel? As scared as I am for when this day comes, live streaming. I'd really love to stream, I'm not gonna lie. How many times have I said I'm not gonna lie this video? To be fair, I haven't lied, but I am really scared of going live. I'm sure I will at some point, and I'd really like to at some point. I'm building a PNG tuber right now. Don't know what I'd do for those live streams because I don't think I could just talk. I definitely don't want to be that type of streamer to just sit down, talk, and I'm the content. I've got to be able to lean on something. I don't know, maybe I'll make art for a stream. Maybe I'll just straight up play a video game. I don't know, but I gotta do something. I can't just be sitting and talking, but I'd love to stream. So when I figure that out and when the time comes, I'll let you guys know. Second question, have you ever thought collaborating with other ASMR artists? In scripts, I don't think so. I'd love to make VA friends though. Maybe I'd play games with them in those streams. I don't know. That'd be great. I'd love to be more than audios and me. I've got to have friends in this space, and I've got to be, oh yeah, that's Mace. You know? What is / are your favorite tropes? I'm assuming you mean favorite tropes as in audios, like the audios that I make. As much as I hate the idea of situationships, I love when audios or just anything in writing has like clearly potential for something. Roommates to more or friends to more, like clearly there's something there. But I don't want to define that. I want to let whoever's listening decide what that is. The second you take away potential, it could be a great thing that you're putting down, but the second you take away potential, sort of, I don't want to say it ruins the magic for me, but if there's magic there, there's less now, you know? I think the idea of 2 friends who really, really like each other, who have the biggest crushes on each other, but aren't doing anything about it because they don't even know the other person likes them despite the fact that they're literally spooning. I think that's really cute. So, as much as I hate situationships and ideas like that and stuff like that and all stuff like that, the potential of a romance is a captivating story to me. So, that's all the questions I've got. I've got a community. This is really weird. I've never had this. I've never had a community before. This is strange. People wanting to know more about me. 1.4k subscribers. Jeez, Mace. ¿Qué estás haciendo? Thank you everybody for 1,000 subscribers. Never thought I'd be here. To be fair, when I uploaded my first audios, I didn't expect to get 100, and now we're 10 times that. This is just crazy to me that this keeps happening. Every time I make a thank you video, I get more. I have no idea where this channel will be in a year. I posted my first video, my audio reel, my voice acting demo reel, on November 11th, my birthday. Where am I gonna be next November? That's a crazy thing to think about. Thank you to all who have subscribed. Thank you to everybody who's pressing subscribe right now. And thank you to everybody who's watched until this last second of the video. With that being said, follow my socials. I'm thinking I'm gonna start to use Twitter. Although Twitter's sort of bad, so I also have a Blue Sky. Whichever one I get more interaction on, that's the one I'll start to use more. But I'm also just starting to realize that I use the YouTube community tab as Twitter, essentially. Either Blue Sky or Twitter. Again, I have both, so go ahead and follow either one. Thank you, and see you in the next audio. I think that's going to be the stargazing one, but I'm not sure. I haven't even finished that script. I think this video is coming out after Killian Part 3, the Lone Ranger series. Part 4 is going to be crazy. Part 4 is going to be emotional as crap. I'm going to be so tired after recording because I got to cry. And you'll probably be crying too. But don't worry, there's a good ending. So see you then. Goodbye.